Какой у вас имейл? У меня сильнейшая депрессия. Чего? Gmail.com. Вы уверены? Да. Да. Продиктуйте свой имейл. У меня 200 детей в моем подвале. 200 детей? В моем подвале? В вашем подвале? Ага. Что? Gmail.com. Это почта такая. Ага.
What's the scariest thing you've ever done?
I was on a plane to Russia, and the engine exploded. I was looking out the window, and the entire engine just turned into a fireball. It was right after Sully had that incident happen to him where the geese flew into both engines.
And he landed on the river?
This happened in one of the engines, and I was the only person there that seemed to see this, but it was a flaming fireball, and it was all Russian passengers, and I kind of felt like I'd already died and gone to heaven because no one said anything. And I was screaming at the top of my lungs saying, "What the hell is going on here?" And these people just kind of looked back to me, and the stewardess came out and said, "We seem to have a slight problem here." And the Russian guy finally said, "What is the problem?" And I said, "Well, we lost one of our engines." And he goes, "How many engines did we have?" She goes, "Well, we had two. Now we have one."
I want to share a stupid, embarrassing story that happened to me in the first month of arriving in Ukraine. So we were hungry this day, and with my Ukrainian friend, we went to Domino's Pizza. Remember, I didn't know any word, not even one single word in Ukrainian or Russian or anything. And he said, "Why don't you ask for pizza? You will practice your Ukrainian." And I was like, that's a great idea, why not? And I asked him, what does one pepperoni pizza mean in Ukrainian? And he said, oh my God. He said, "Один pepperoni pizda." You didn't hear it wrong. He said that at the end. And I was like, yeah, maybe pizza, it's the same thing, right? Maybe it's because it's Ukrainian, it's a little different. When I told the guy I want one один pizda, oh my God, he was looking at me so mad. And he said, "Pizza." And I looked at my Ukrainian friend, he was laughing so much. After that, I didn't go to that Domino's Pizza ever again. I was so embarrassed, and fuck you, Vladimir.
When I was in 5th grade, my parents sent me to a new school on a Wednesday. I'll never forget. It was a Catholic school, and on Wednesdays, they had Mass. So picture, you're a new student at a new school, you don't know anybody, and the first thing you're doing is you're going to church. So I walk in, and the priest starts the service. He goes, "In the name of the Father, and the Son," and the kid in the row in front of me goes, "F*** your And I'm like, Nobody did anything. No one batted an eye. He just goes, "Holy Spirit," starts reading from the Bible. This kid goes, "Lick my balls." F*** you. I am laughing so goddamn hard. But I know I'm not supposed to laugh. It sounds like I'm having a stroke. I'm 10. I'm like, I have tears running down my face. And finally I'm able to get out, "How come nobody else is laughing?" And the kid next to me goes, "He's got Tourette's. It gets old." 3 years I was at that school. That shit never got old. That was the greatest gift God ever bestowed upon me. And I'll tell you this, the greatest day of my life, up until the day my son was born, was the day we had a substitute teacher that year, and they didn't warn her about him. Your imagination is serving you correctly. It was glorious. I watched a 10-year-old boy break a grown woman's spirit. These poor substitutes, they don't know what's going on in your class, you know? She walked in, somehow they didn't tell her, and she's like, "Read chapter 3. And then his tics would build, meaning they would start small. So he would sit in class and be like, "Hey." So she goes, "What's going on?" And we're like, She doesn't know. And then he would do this every day. He would take markers and paint his own shirt. Again, every day he did it, but she doesn't know about it. So she sees it. She's like, what are you doing? He goes, what do you think? Then he starts painting his face with the marker. And she goes, stop that. And he goes, and she's like, what's happening? What's happening? And we go, that's Kevin. Why are you crying so much right now? Like that.